Hello, folks, and welcome to another Bitcoin market analysis by Inspocrypto. We will check what's happening in the market, what we can expect next. As you see, they are trying after they did such kind of double bottom. They want to lift up, but it looks very, really like a challenge to go down, but also to go up. We will see what's going to happen next. However, let us make this time, really, I will try to make a quick one. Let us go forward and check what's happening to the weights ratio 30 days moving average. Let me see. So, just to make clear, because some people are tracking the inflows to the spot exchanges and like only if we get some inflows to the spot exchanges right now, we will dump more. No, that's not the case. That's why we use the Voids ratio 30 days moving average. When they are preparing, that means if they send, for example, 10,000 bitcoins and they distributed 3,000 bitcoins, but they let 7,000 bitcoins there, uh, after 3, 4 weeks, nobody will remember that. Nobody will have that in mind, and that's the key. That's why I use the Voids ratio 30 days moving average. Otherwise, I wouldn't use the 30 days moving average or even the weights ratio. I wouldn't care about the weights ratio, but the weights ratio is indicating me a sentiment of the weights, and it was very, very bearish all the time. At the moment, it's declining, and usually in the past, we have references and context, means that's a preparation. The preparation is done, and it's in a transition for the just to go over to realize now the impact to the price action, for example. So I'm expecting to see at least a big sell pressure that should trigger some volatility, and we need to be very careful next because, as mentioned several times, I called that last Friday or Thursday. I don't remember now. I said VIX is going to push up, SPX is going to push down. Usually, if that happens, Bitcoin. I need to close here a window. Usually, when that happens, that means that Bitcoin should also get some volatility, and usually it should go down afterwards. So it would match very well to what we see here right now. I would expect even more to the downside, but as usual, we will see. However, let us go forward. We have the 1 hour time frame here as well. As you see, they did it again. That was just push the price up and afterwards flip, just because they are sending more bitcoins or send more bitcoins to the exchanges, and the price have started to decline. That's what I mean. Preparation, pushing up, then distribute. That's what they are doing. If we check, for example, right now the 30 hours moving average, we see it maintains that level. It's not really rising a lot, it's not really declining a lot, it maintains even a very high level between 90 and 88. That's really high. Um, Stablecoin supply is lifting up right now, stabilizing as we can see here, but if we can't do that now. I need to. Well, let us talk about that just in a minute. Let us go forward and check what's happening here. Stablecoin reserves on centralized exchanges has lifted up. It's stabilizing right now, indicating for me that doesn't really look very organic. Usually that happens when exchanges are refilling their stablecoins reserves. Or some few big whales are want to push the price up before. That's also possible, but we need to see what the remaining data is going to show us. So let me show you the stablecoin supply, because from here it looks like, wow, weights are coming back, everything looks fine. We need to zoom out here. If we zoom out to the 1 day time frame, we will see it's not happening. Since we reached our top, we declined a lot, and every time that happened, as you see here as well, okay, they burned a lot of USDC, then USDT Tether burned as well, then it lifted up, then they burned again, and that's happening again. So it's not indicating that big money is coming in again. It's not. We can see on BUSD and even on USDC that they are minting, but nothing big. At least it's not neutralizing the burns they had just in the past few months, you know. So that's it from here. Let us go forward to the flow activity. So, as mentioned, the flow activity is not rising. Instead, we received some bitcoins to spot exchanges, but nothing big. So, for example, today in the morning, 1,400 bitcoins, then a few hours later, 1,600 bitcoins, and so on and so forth. Last hour, 1,100 bitcoins. Nothing big, absolutely nothing big. What is essential here is that even stablecoins are looking very flat. So since the weekend, where we had just here a little bit more inflows in stablecoins to the centralized exchanges, um, that's it. I mean, right now more inflows are coming in. We also can see that outflows are also rising at the moment. If we check here, the last big one was 1,300 bitcoins just 3 hours ago. And also here, that's it. Let us go forward. It's looking very crazy. I mean, look the funding rate. That's really volatile. We went up, then down hard, then up a little bit, and then hard up, hard down. Wow. And every time when the funding rate is moving, it's indicating that demand is changing. The demand for longs is rising or is declining, or even the demand for shorts, like for example right now, it's rising very much, much more than longs. So they are demanding here more shorts than longs. Be careful with that. Be very careful. Even it looks like the current support looks very solid, be very careful, because everything always depends on volume. However, stablecoin inflows to derivative exchanges like zero, very flat, very, very flat. At the same time, also here to bitcoins, very flat. Something we know from past dumps. As you remember, it was very quiet, and then they initiated everything. I would expect something like this. Can take a little bit, so always be patient. Um, we don't need to rush here. Absolutely not. I'm still expecting to go up, maybe overnight. That's possible when Wall Street is closed. For maybe such kind of bull trap, we need to see. We really need to see. I mean, I'm waiting. I'm not trading at the moment. I'm still waiting to have a better entry, and I would like to I would like to see um, a higher price level on Bitcoin just to short, and to short carefully, not with high leverage, for example. Let us go forward. Okay, that changed a lot, it seems. Blockchain whispers. Oh yes, a lot. Okay. Also something that's making me bearish at the moment. As I mentioned just few days ago, I said, oh, shorts, ooh, that doesn't look great, and that's where I stopped to trade because I was saying, shorts was rising a lot. We had almost exactly the same picture, but the opposite way. We had almost 1.6 billion in shorts, while just 1 billion in longs. We went up. We pushed up very hard. Right now, it's the opposite. Everybody is, it seems, looking to go up. Be very careful with that. I tell you, be very careful with that. Even I'm not expecting to go down directly from here. I could be wrong. So be very careful with that because that's a ratio of 60 to 40. That's really crazy. Like we had just before with the shorts, now we have it with the longs. Let us check what's happening here. Let us try the spin if it works. Otherwise, yeah, come on, I don't care. Binance, let us check. So in the meanwhile, I'm checking other. Okay. Well, it looks different. We see here even we have, it's not volume, it's, I don't know what Kingfisher would say to that. Um, Impact in market price or something. I don't know. I was a big fan of Kingfisher, but since I know that's not the volume multiplicated with the leverage, and I don't know what's the formula behind, it's such, it's like gambling at the moment. I mean, the only thing I know right now is that means more impact to the price in case they liquidate that. And we have more on the long side than on the short side. If we take a look right now to, and if we check, that's, we are talking about 16, between 18 and 16,000. Or in case of shorts, 32. Let us take a look to FTX. Also, in my opinion, indicating they are using less leverage right now. Yeah, exactly the same here on FTX. Exactly the same. Well, it's the same structure. So close to the price, actually, we don't have any big clusters here. I mean, absolutely not. The only one would be here and here, and that's it. But that's it. So not really big, and in my opinion, not really useful. I mean, if they, I'm expecting a big dump, to be honest. So I'm honest to you. I know it sounds very like disbelief. It sounds like, but in my opinion, the next dump is going to be huge, and that explains at least why the Wealth Ratio 30 days moving average pumped that much. I really hope I'm wrong. You remember since last year I was calling 24K and we didn't see 24K now for, well, it that's not true, just a week ago, but um, it's, I was in disbelief after 24K. I was calling the bottom 24K just because of CME gap, and I think um, even it sounds incredible like fiction, but I think 10 to 12,000 bottom, it's possible. So yeah, the next big dump could first of all just bring us maybe to 16, 15, 16, And in my opinion, that's not going to be the bottom. So, but we will see. I mean, my 10 to 12 is thinking a monthly basis. So it can take a while before we get this 10 to 12,000. However, let us go forward. Well, let us zoom out and check what's happening here. Um, as you see, is actually FTX distributing since a while. Even here, the aggregated is indicating that. You see also here, for example, that's really huge. That's Bitcoin margin contract, so Bitcoin margin futures and stablecoin margin futures here also. So everything is showing a clear trend to the downside, and that's why the price is also following. Even if it's going up, it goes more down, up, more down, and so on and so forth. At the moment, we maintain that level, but we will see if it's going to hold. I mean, we are at 21,800. We had some option trades last week indicating we can go even below 21, so maybe between 2021 we can go even more down or maintain, maybe go up a little bit again, hitting 23, then go down and walk sideways. We have a very I can show maybe economic calendar. I have the economic calendar here. Yeah. So I hope you can see that. I think you can see that. You see here, I mean, we have really big things this week. The main is Wednesday, for example. Oops. Wednesday, for example, as you can see here, we have Fed interest decision with the FOMC statement. We have GDP the day after. We have CPI Friday. So a lot of things that will have an impact to the price, and it would surprise me because, as mentioned, I'm still expecting a bearish price action on SPX, and it would surprise me if Bitcoin can hold. Because if it can hold, that could be a sign of decoupling and could be a sign that money is flowing in step by step back to the crypto market, leaving equities going over to crypto. Something I doubt at the moment. I really doubt, but everything is possible, so we need to be very careful. However, in my opinion, it's Bitcoin has failed to be the inflation hedge. It failed to. It's just indicating as one another asset, you know, and they use that to speculate and to make quick profits and so on and so forth. So I have my doubts that Bitcoin or crypto in general right now, if the markets are starting to dump, that crypto is not going to follow them. But if they are going to decouple, we can stay between 20 and 25, for example, like the long put letter is indicating until end of the year, maintain that level for a while. That could be possible. And in my opinion, if that's going to happen, alts will pop up because we know how it works. As soon as traders feel comfortable and they see, okay, we are not going to nuke anymore, we maintain that range for a while now, they will start to buy alts. We will have pump and dumps. We will have. Why not? I mean, but we need to see. It's too early to say that. I'm still expecting a big sell pressure because of the weights ratio, and we really need to see what's happening here. Let us check here 30 minutes. Coinbase, also interesting, not buying big anymore like they did before. They are also not distributing, at least not big at the moment. As mentioned, Binance is distributing at the moment, but you know they at least their CBD spot CBD declined by almost 4,000 bitcoins. Bitfinex lifting up, but Bitfinex is, to be honest. And if you check here right now, that's Binance Perp. Look that, I mean that's we went down. Oops, that's the funding rate. We went down, then up, then down, then up, then down, then up, then a little bit down, then a little bit up, then hard down, and now it's lifting up again. Um, to be honest, I don't know. I never have seen such really strange funding rate moves in the last past month. Not that big, because that was like, up, down, up, well, down, up, down, up, down, up. Yeah, well, maybe I am not checking that every 5 minutes, to be honest. However, we can also see here that the open interest declined a lot and it's not really lifting up. Something I can also check if I go to my exchange activity, indicating also here and what conditions the market is right now. If we check here, for example, we can see we are even lower than last summer. No, oh Jesus, last summer was here. Oh God, no. Then September, between May and September 2019. So we reached now a level of 2016. So if we check that here, we are right now here, because it's here. So you can imagine that exchanges are not making a lot of money, and it's wondering me that FTX and SAM, I mean, Bloomberg is hyping SAM a lot. I don't know if that matches to certain announcements by Sam indicating he want to donate money for the next elections to the Democrats. I don't know. That would be maybe too biased. So I I didn't say that, but I'm a little bit wondering how these guys are making money if not with fees. That should be their core business. Liquidating clients, maybe, I don't know, I really don't know. But even here, the derivative markets, because many would say, well, Inspo, I mean, FTX is more derivative and so on and so forth. Even here, it maintains a level before December 2021. So we are right now, well, maybe end of 2021, some something between October and November 2021. That's what we see. Also indicating that even the derivative market is bleeding right now. And you remember, I have mentioned I'm missing even huge volume related to derivative exchanges when it comes to inflows, Bitcoin, stablecoins. I mean, just in May, we were receiving huge volume in stablecoins. I remember 600 million, sometimes 700 millions. That's not happening anymore. So also something where I would say if spot is failing and if futures are failing, how are these guys making money at the moment? I really don't know, to be honest. But maybe you have an idea. You're welcome to drop me a line. So, Yeah, that's how it works and looks like. Let us go forward. Ah, no. You will say, yeah, what's happening to the entities? And you are absolutely right. We need to see what's happening to the entities. It takes a little bit. And we can see that the market maker was active with 1000 bitcoins here. So once again, nothing big. Also here another 600 bitcoins within 2 hours. So nothing. If we go to 1 day time frame, we can check the last time when the market maker was very big. I mean, look that. It's not low volume. It's really not low. I mean, here 31,400 bitcoins, 23,000 bitcoins, 20,000 bitcoins. If we compare that, just for example, let us make a comparison to see. I mean, look that. That's not. I mean, it looks like he is not doing anything, but I mean, look that, and the price is not taking any impact of that. So in my opinion, that's a pure preparation, and that's why the Wise ratio pushed up that hard in the few last weeks. And when they start to dump, they will generate a lot of sell pressure. The question is who is going to absorb and if they are ready to absorb all of that. I'm tracking this wallet. You remember the 100,000 bitcoins we received on a deposit called wallet by Binance, where EMC said that it's not ours. We didn't purchase any more bitcoins. Ha ha ha. Well, if it's not yours, then someone is expecting something and is very well prepared. I'm tracking them. I show you that. But nothing is happening to that wallet. So we still are there. You see, that's that here. We still have almost 2 billions there. Some people ask me, is it maybe related to empty GOX? Maybe. I don't know. I really don't know. I know they will start to distribute all the bitcoins end of August. Or at least they will start end of August. But I don't know if that's linked to them and if they are going to use Binance and then send all of them to Binance Cold Wallet. I mean, does that make sense? In my opinion, not. However, I mean, as soon as I see they are moving these funds, I will alarm you, of course, because that could be really huge. Let us go forward. Entity MM declined, lifted up a little bit, just almost 10,000 it seems. It has, yeah, almost few thousand. I don't know how much. These guys declined a little bit, didn't rise anymore, so not indicating accumulation here. These guys accumulated right now. It maintains a level. I don't know why. And retailers buying, just buying. Buy, 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 buy. And that's it. Let us go forward. So, as mentioned just in the beginning of this analysis, I think I mentioned that it's going to be a challenge to lift up. Even if I see here such kind of double bottom that could let the price go up like it did in the past, but look the volume here and look the volume here. That looks like a little bit like a fight. Those who want to push the price down and those who want to push the price up. However, that's Binance futures right now. So let us take a look to Coinbase first. What's happening there? Well, first of all, also interesting, Coinbase still waiting between 24.5 and 25,000, while at the same time they are limiting to the downside at 20,000 and 19,000. As mentioned many times, nobody would just block all this liquidity if they are not expecting anything. Not going to happen. Yeah, it takes time, but nobody will do that. Doesn't make sense. You know, time is money, 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 money. Everything is about money. Well, these guys are not going to block their money if they don't expect anything. 24,000 derivative, also derivative, and at 23.3. And also here, a lot of cluster don't want to let the price go down yet. We need to say maybe yet. Even here, waiting at 20,800, 20,500, 19.6. So, as mentioned, this week could be a big, big challenge with all the events and data. And I can imagine volatility would rise and we can go down. Nothing really here on Bitstamp, Binance Spot. Yeah. You see my trend lines. I was expecting to touch the bottom trend line, but the support here is really, at the moment, looks solid, but I would be very careful because it wouldn't be the first time that's kind of spoofing. They remove all the orders afterwards and then boom, we go down. So, in my opinion, maybe it's less TA and more bad news that could trigger the next big nuke again. But it was looking very accurate. You know, we touched that line here, we went down, then I thought, that's maybe just going to become a dead cat bounce. We go even more down, expecting I could long here, but this situation right now doesn't give me the opportunity to long from here because it's still, on the table to go down even more. Why should I start to long here if I call long here? And if I miss that, that's fine. Then I just wait to short instead. So as you see, I'm a little bit more in mood to trade that. Depends on the next moves. We still have some limitations to the upside, like here 23.4 at 23, yeah, 23.4, and the next one would be 25, but as well a lot of activity here, also indicating 21, 20, and so on and so forth on Binance Spot. Bitfinex Spot. Nothing, just waiting to the upside and at 23.4. 23.4 again. FTX Perp. They removed this one and they are waiting at 24.8 here. Also here, as you see, we have 22.7 and 23. I don't know why they are waiting here. It seems 23.4 is something special. At the moment, I don't know why. However, so it's in my opinion, it looks more in favor to go up than to the downside, just related to the spot market. Oh, that's perp, I see. That's FTX perp. Oh, sorry. Well, however, they are limiting more to the downside than to the upside. Only Binance Spot doesn't look like, and we know who is using Binance Spot for its trades. Wow. Kraken, that's Kraken Spot, limiting at 23 and 23.8, and also looking exactly the same. Like they want to prevent to let the price go down. It looks very similar to that here. They are limiting, so the price goes up, down, up, and then they removed the walls here. It went a little bit more down, then they pushed up, they limited the way up, then it went down, and now it's here. And I can imagine I'm short and bullish at the moment. Maybe I'm totally wrong, but I would expect to go up because I need a better entry price for my short afterwards. The key is always timing. It's always the time. Bitmax. Very clear picture, I would say. Limiting here 25 and limiting here 20k. It's really interesting to see that because, well, it was 19, but the long put ladder was indicating between 19 and 25, but also indicating the same. Very interesting what BitMEX is doing here. However, also, I don't know why, just blocking a lot of liquidity waiting there. I don't know why. Bitfinex derivatives, also here with 100 Bitcoins waiting at 22.7, and that's it. Yeah, that's it. If we go more, look what they are doing. Even it's low, but look, 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 look. Look, look, look. They are also here pushing. Very interesting. So, Kraken futures, can we do here exactly the same? Yeah, but it doesn't make sense here. Only on Bitfinex. Limiting the way down to 21.5, and that's it. That doesn't look like a wall, more like spoofing. I'm not sure. Show me. Make some changes. Oh, it doesn't make any change. Okay. And FTX spot. FTX spot, FTX spot, nothing. Really, absolutely nothing. No, not really. Nothing. Come on, Bitcoin, go up now. And the last one, Binance Futures, my best one. We check here. Okay, yeah, Binance, it's huge because of its liquidity. But we see here 23.6, 24.7, and 21.2. Let me check something. 23. Ah, ah. So go up, touch here, and down after would be a nice move. Let me check again. 23.3, 23.4, 23.3, 23.7, 6. However, also limiting here 21.300. And that's it. That's absolutely it. I use mainly Binance Spot, to be honest, just to check something. And this one looks very interesting just because of my chart I have showed you. However, let us go forward to my personal conclusion.